On the 26th of April 1986, it was decided at Chernobyl to take advantage of reactor number 4's downtime by carrying out a safety test on an emergency core cooling feature. At 1:24 in the morning, an engineer recorded in his diary that the protective system wasn't working. At the same moment, a huge and catastrophic surge in power caused 2 explosions. As fires raged, the core of reactor number 4 was destroyed. A huge cloud rose into the sky, spreading large amounts of radioactive fuel and materials into the atmosphere.
Hey guys, today I have to report about something that is not so good. If you remember maybe the 80s, when in the 1980s, when Chernobyl had the problem, right? The nuclear power plant melted, and then all these radioactive clouds were basically blown all over Europe and Germany as well, and many other countries, depending where the wind was and then where the rain came down. So definitely a frightening incident. And since then, Chernobyl and the most contaminated zone around it is basically wasteland. You can go to tours there, but you know, it's not inhabited. You see the towns there, playgrounds, like big condo complexes and stuff like this. And now, just right now, a fire broke out. A fire broke out in a radioactive, contaminated zone of Chernobyl. So let's talk about this. It is a forest fire there. So the Ukrainian fire brigade has to fight a forest fire in the radioactive exclusion zone around the former Chernobyl nuclear power plant. This is an area of around 20 hectares. That's around, I would say 50 acres in size, that is on fire. And you know, you don't want this to spread any further towards the power plant area or something like this, right? So forest fire in the radioactive exclusion zone doesn't sound too great if it's around a nuclear power plant. For now, they're saying the radioactive background radiation is within the norm. That's according to the exclusion zone administration. And they say that more than 200 firefighters are deployed, including 50 soldiers. And they say they have already been able to contain the flames. The question is, where is the smoke going? And is this smoke dangerous if it comes into other areas, or maybe falls particles, ash particles fall down, or are being rained on and then are falling down? I'm always careful when they say, no problem. They've said that in the past, right? And it wasn't really super true, so to speak. And of course, they are saying, basically, keep your windows closed and do not stay outdoors. So that tells you something, right? So they saying in a district east of Kiev, in the Brovary district, that's where they should do that. Keep the windows closed, do not get outside. And they say there could also be more smoke development, more smoke could come. And it depends on where the wind goes, right? So, great, right? I mean, as if this area didn't have enough problems already. So they didn't give out any information how this fire was started. Was it just natural? I mean, it's high summer temperatures there right now. They have a prolonged drought in the area. Of course, there's always an increased risk of fire. Must have been a lightning, right? There's nobody living there, so how else? Maybe someone was illegally there. I don't know. But you know, it still gives me shivers when I hear something about that site, because this was the largest nuclear accident in history when this, at that time, Soviet nuclear power plant, Chernobyl, caused this disaster in 1986 in the northern parts of Ukraine. And because of this radioactive radiation that came down from it, they were basically forming a zone within a radius of about 30 kilometers around the site of the power plant, and then it was completely closed off, and tens of thousands of people were relocated at that time. And here you can see a picture. These are the remains of the reactor at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. So it's protected from wind and weather right now. They have built this steel and concrete protection arch around it. I hope that this will last, right? So, but you know, the Russians, they used this area just recently when they invaded Ukraine in February of 2022. They used this zone there, this largely deserted, restricted area along the Belarusian border, so conveniently located, for their advance on the Ukrainian capital of Kiev. So, because this is just over 80 kilometers from the border.
Russian soldiers drove through a highly toxic zone without radiation protection when they seized the site of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster last February. That's according to 2 Ukrainian workers on duty there at the time, who said they saw the Russians' armored vehicles kick up clouds of radioactive dust as they drove through the so-called Red Forest. It's the most radioactively contaminated area around Chernobyl and got its name when miles of pine trees turned red after absorbing radiation from the 1986 explosion.
But then, since they withdrew in April 2022, Ukraine has kept the border area with Russia's ally, Belarus, under special military control since then. So, interesting topic. Guys, leave this video a like, share it with everyone. That would be absolutely awesome, guys. And I thought I say goodbye while I'm editing this video. Eddie's here with me. Apollo's sleeping. Rudy is checking for some bunnies. So yeah, guys, if you want to support my channel, there's a link in the description to my buymeacoffee.com site. You can register there for free. I'll post stuff there. I'll send you an email if there's an interesting event, eruption happening. But as I said, of course, you can buy me a coffee there as well. So that would keep me going. And yeah, become a channel member if you like, guys. I have 2 membership levels currently. So the basic level and a silver level. In the silver level, I just shared a video yesterday what I'm doing in my basement, because guys keep writing here that they think that I'm doing very mysterious things in my basement. So I did show you my basement and what I do there, guys. The crazy blonde. And yeah, I hope you're having still a great rest of the summer. It's very warm here right now, very hot. So we're chilling out and we're relaxing. And I hope I'll see you soon, guys. Stay safe. Bye-bye.